friend. Hello there, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's article spinning video, what I'd like to share with you is how you can rewrite articles in 2021. Now, more so, what I'd like to walk you through is what is article spinning, how you can use article spinning, my favorite way to do article spinning. I'll give you some rankability. Can it rank? Can it not rank? I'm going to walk through some tools, paid, free, the most well-known tools, so I don't want to waste any time. I have a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. And let's start with, first and foremost, what the heck is article spinning? So, first and foremost, I want to state this. Article spinning is a writing technique used in search engine optimization and other applications, which creates what appears to be new content from what already exists. Now, transitioning into some topics, and I want to cover a couple of things. Now, some of the most popular tools are going to be Word AI. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to run through some paid tools and some of the most popular tools, and then I'm going to get into what I do. Then I'm going to give you some free tools and some opportunities that will certainly, resources too, that will certainly help you out. All right, so I don't want to waste time here. So let's get into it. So Word AI, again, they say that it's really good, but it's still not going to be what you're looking for. There's also another one. It's called Clever Spinner. I'm just going to give you some paid options. This is first. These are tools that can do it, and they can do it relatively quicker. All right, so this is Clever Spinner. Again, it's going to give you some artificial intelligence, much like Word AI, all right? And these are paid options, all right? That's what I'm going to go through first. Again, I'm going to walk through what it is, how to do it, other tools you can use, so stick with me here. All right, so this is Clever Spinner, and I'm not promoting any of this stuff. I'm just showing it to you. This is an educational channel. I'm here to teach, all right, brothers? All right, so here we go. Let's keep going. The next thing is this. So article, we have Clever, we have Spinner Chief, right? This is what I started on. I started using this Chief. Content Spinner, right? Spinner Chief, right? Spinner Chief 6, that's another one for you. And really the list goes on and on. We have Best Spinner, right? I mean, the list, there's a plethora. Now, let's talk about what I like, all right? Now, when I want to create a piece of content, all right, let's just say that I want to create a new piece of content based on, I won't show what I initially did, right? But let's say that I want to do something on Learn SEO, all right? So generally, the rule of thumb and how these spinners work is, let's say that I want to create a piece of content based on something that's already ranking, all right? So we're just going to use this as a for instance. This is broken up quite a bit, so let's grab another piece. How about how to learn SEO? We're going to utilize this as a guideline, as a guide. I'm going to tell you, this is usually what is done. All right. So let's say that we have our initial piece of content that we're going to utilize, and let me share with you how I would do it. All right. So here we go. Free versus paid education. So here we go. So this is generally what would happen. All right, so you're going to use, let's say we want to do a free content spinner, all right? And this is what a lot of these tools, some are better than others, are going to do. And there's a plethora of free spinners out there, but again, I have better ways to do this. So this is the kind of content that we would put this in. We're going to ignore anything that says SEO. And a lot of these tools, some doing a good job, some doing a bad job, are going to basically spit out the same kind of content. So as you can see here, it's relatively the same. It's going to swap out synonyms. It's not really getting down to it. So to do a very good job, and how I recommend spinning content is, okay, I have a piece of content such as this. And how you want to do it as a professional is we want to do this on a sentence by sentence basis. Some people even recommend to spin paragraph level. In my humble opinion, and from what I have seen and done, I highly suggest spinning not only manually or semi-manually, but doing it by a sentence or small, like small section by small section. So this is generally how it would go. So as an industry, so it'd be in our industry, right? And then you would rewrite it. This can be a massive pain in the rear. So if we know that rewriting manually is better than free spinners or these spinner tools that claim to be AI, and we know that this is the best, but it's a very time-consuming task, but this is the best way to do it, then we need to start looking towards, well, how can we start doing this faster and easier? And now I want to present to you some faster and easier ways. All right, so I want to introduce to you some fun tools that you'll like. And again, I'm not promoting these tools. I'm giving you the idea. All right, now one of them that has came up that's actually a Chrome extension is phrase.io. All right, and this has become relatively popular, but they have a Chrome extension. And what this does, and there's a plethora of tools. This is just a better known one. There's a plethora of tools that do this, but what you'll see is this is an article summarizer. So as you can see here from the image, what it's going to do is give you a relatively well rewritten article. If you scroll down here, when you're looking at these free Chrome extensions for rephrasing, right, or for rewriting, what you'll see down here is they'll have multiples that you can go ahead and try out. So rephrasing this, I'm giving you opportunities here, right? So rephrasing, article summarizers, these are very good for spinning of content, all right? Now, I've shown in another video how we can use GPT-2. There's also other videos that I've created for GPT-3 and using language models in order to spin content. Now, I'm going to start getting into some of that, but before I do that, what I want to share with you is this. So there's another tool out there called WordTune. Now, WordTune has a free version, which is relatively good. Now, I want to utilize this same exact formula, all right? What I mean by the exact same formula is I want to use the manual writing, sentence by sentence. This is the professional way. This is how I highly recommend if you're going to spin your articles or rewrite your articles, instead of throwing them into, say, a Word AI, or throwing them into Clever Spinner, or throwing them into Spin It, or SpinBot, or any free tools, right? Or paraphrasing and then piecing pieces together, right? What I highly recommend is breaking down sentence by sentence and rewriting. So that's where I want to lead you. You know, how can we do this more efficiently? And that's why I led you to WordTune. Now, WordTune works absolutely phenomenally at doing this, and I want to go ahead and showcase how we can break down professionally and come out with a very good overall product, all right, being our content. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this article, all right, so let's go ahead and just do a Control V. And again, if we're doing this sentence by sentence, we want to go ahead and get rid of this. We'll want to bring this down, right? And then we're going sentence by sentence, right? And then what's going to happen is when I have WordTune, there's going to be these blocks up top. Now, with a complimentary email account, or with an email account, they give me a complimentary account, meaning they're going to give me professional level statistics. So if you're cheapskate, kind of like me sometimes, multiple emails, super cheap to do, I can continuously have the premium version. With that said, I want to go ahead and showcase how we can rewrite these sentences quite easily, sentence by sentence, to get a proper spin. So let's go ahead and do that together here. So let me go ahead and show you this. So we can do formal, we can do casual. What we really care about is we're going to go ahead and do this. It's going to give us 3 examples, much like a lot of other tools I'm going to share with you, so stick with me. But let's take a look at this. So look at this rewrite. Absolutely phenomenal. We can now go sentence by sentence, have a unique piece of content that is well written. So I wanted to go ahead and point this out to you. So if this is our first sentence, as an industry still in its infancy, most colleges don't formally teach SEO. So let's take our first example here as we're doing it sentence by sentence level. Yes, it's going to take more time, but when we're talking about content, quality over quantity, guys. Always. You're never, ever, ever going to rank above the original article by just taking it and throwing it into a tool and let it spin. We got to break it down sentence by sentence, even paragraph by paragraph, if we want to be competitive and, or better yet, dominate a particular key term. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here. So since SEO is relatively new industry, which we would probably need to reword that, but most colleges do not formally teach it. So this is great. We have a sentence here. Now we can move on to our next sentence. We are literally manually spinning our content now. What a great tool. So I wanted to point that out. This is called word, tune. Let's keep moving on. I got more to show you. I'm excited today. This is a fun topic. Everybody, anybody doing SEO has thought to themselves, man, writing content is such a drag, right? Especially if we're in local markets. Let's say we're local and we're launching multiple pages for multiple services in multiple locations. It's the same content, but we have to change out some variables. This is absolutely excellent for that instance, and and again, this is a free option for you. All right, let's move on. So I want to go ahead and showcase yet another tool, and this is going to be based off of AI, true AI being the GPT-2. All right, so GPT-2 is a language model, and what's really fun about this one is they have two models. Now I'm not going to show the other model because I don't roll like that, but this is called. If we come up here, I'll show you some of my extensions here. This is called AI Writers for Chrome. Once you get this, it's going to lead you to a doc where you can then copy the doc, and now you have access to the GPT-2 model right inside of docs. So you don't have to worry about building it, creating it. It actually puts two models in, the basic model and also the large model. Not sure why they did that, but hey, it's still a cool tool. So how this works is, let's say we have a piece of content. This is a little bit different, right? Because we're talking about spinning content, but also remember the title of my video is how to rewrite articles, all right? So more so, this is what this is going to do is if I go ahead and I put this in here, and let's say that we are basing our content off of this. This is more of a fun way to do it. Let's say that I want to learn SEO, however, there is not a industry, right? So, or I don't know why that makes sense, right? But again, this is a fun way, right? We're talking about rewriting, how to rewrite articles, how to get an article. So we have our main topic, we have our main guideline, so we want to be able to create content, right? So what better way than let the bot do it? It's fun too to play with. That's why I'm showing it to you. So I want to learn SEO. However, there is not a, I don't know, school for this. And then watch this. So we put a period, we put shift, and we hit the number 3, right? It gives us, this is so fun. All right, so let's go here. And then here's our, over here to the right-hand side, it's going to give us pieces of content. Now, this is, again, a way to write out, you can write massive pieces of content here. You can also just put it in and have it rewrite the whole thing. You're giving it as almost like a corpus, and then it's going to write it out. What I found is if I break it down sentence by sentence, I put an initially piece of content in there, I put it in, I do shift. Again, we're using GPT-2. It then gives me these over here. This is based off the GPT-2 basic, all right? And then I have these options, all right? So that is using GPT-2 as a way of creating content or spinning content. Let's keep going, all right? So I have one more for you here. We have WordTune. We have this one. Now I want to go ahead and showcase this. This is called the Rewrite Tool. Again, another free option for you. And this one's pretty cool, all right? This is what I really do like this because yes, it's swapping out, but it's going to give me some relatively unique content that's pretty cool. But again, on the educational basis of this video, my highest suggestion is if you want to speed up the process to spinning content manually, sentence by sentence to get a truly unique spin. Right? We're talking about, hey, I want to build an article that can actually get some run room, but I don't want to write the whole sucker out. We can do it this way. We can either do paragraphs, which is fast and still relatively recommended, but also sentences. Sentences and paragraphs are the only way to go, all right? In my humble opinion. So let's go ahead and take this. Let's just take a piece here. I did this one, but let's say that there is incredibly helpful. Let's say we are going to take this paragraph. We'll copy it. We're just going to throw it right into here. And then this way we're able to get that tasteful manual spin. And there's a lot of tools like this that are based off of what is called the rank. It's It's like an old way that search engines used to use, right? It's called rank. It's like a rank algorithm or rank something. I forget exactly what it's called, but that's what a lot of these tools, these types of tools are based off of, and they generally give a pretty good result, kind of. Again, it's a manual deal, so you have to be right there. So let's take a look and see what we have going on here, all right? So we're going to go ahead and put that inside of here, and this is a paraphrasing tool. Again, this is a key term for you to search and find a tool that you really like. This is a paraphrasing tool. So I could have taken a whole article, 1,000 words, put it in here, and it's going to paraphrase it for me. So if I took 2 articles that were highly optimized, well written, I ultra paraphrase those, put those into the tool, and then run it. I have unique content. All right, so take a look here. There is an incredibly helpful and active online community of SEOs. There may be, right? So we can change this out. It's giving the opportunity to change it. Again, I'm not saying this is the tool. I'm just giving you ideas. All right, so word tune, rewrite tool. These are paraphrasing and phrasing tools. There's Phrase.io. All right, and once we are done doing this, we then have some awesome options as SEOs if we're writing our content. Because now not only have we done this and we've spun it, the next step, in my opinion, is utilizing AI, whether you want to use Hemingway Writer or Grammarly Pro. We can then take our spun unique content, throw it through Grammarly to add even more relevance and even more make it seem like it's a very well-written article, but really it's just spun or AI-written content. And then let's take it another step. So now I've respun, I've rephrased, I've created my content either sentence or paragraph level, right? Using any of the tools that I talked about today, or maybe utilizing the search terms I shared with you. Paraphrasing, rewriter, free spinner, free rewriter, but just know in your mind it's sentence or paragraph. That's it. Or you can just do it sentence by sentence by sentence or paragraph by paragraph, because that's what I still do a lot of times. If you take a look at my Drive Stack page, it wouldn't be too hard for you to figure out where the initial content came from. And I'm now ranking that piece of content, but I want to point that out because that's a time that I was like, okay, here's what this says, I'm going to write this. Here's what this says, I'm going to write this. You see what I mean? So I just wanted to share these ideas with you, but the next step after spinning, after the content, after Grammarly or Hemingway or whatever you want to use for adding more punctuation and better grammar, then the next step obviously is going to go to either Page Optimizer Pro, right? I would assume. And now what we're going to do is let's go to Page Optimizer, my friend Clint here. Let's go to Google. That's interesting as a redirect. So let's go to Page Optimizer, right? And then what I would do then is, because now this is going to run my content versus who's ranking, right? Because at the end of the day, we're spinning content because we want to rank it. Am I wrong? We want to spin it. We want it to be grammarly correct. Grammarly correct. That's a good catch term. And then after that, I'm going to throw it into a tool like Page Optimizer is what I'm using currently. Throw it in the Page Optimizer, and now that's going to give me even more variables, whether it's going to be EAT, whether it's going to be LSI, so I can add even more uniqueness, and I can get it to rank. So this is going to cover it for today for article spinning and how to rewrite articles. My name is Christopher Palmer. If you have any further questions related to SEO, digital marketing, spinning articles, article spinning, content strategy, I mean, really, it doesn't matter, anything at all. Always feel free to go ahead and ask anything you'd like in the comments below, and I most certainly look forward to seeing you in the next article spinning, how to rewrite articles 2021 video. Have a wonderful day.